So in today's video, I want to do something I touched a little bit on before, and it had to do with some niche research and Pretty Merch Pro Plus. So if you're not familiar with that, Pretty Merch Pro Plus is a Chrome extension that you can use with your Merch by Amazon page. And it's very convenient. It'll give you all sorts of statistics and analytics and all of that. What I like to use it for, especially, the Pro Plus version, would be the research. So it's got a cool research section that allows you to see the top selling shirts. So this is what it'll look like in the research tab right here. It says Trend Finder and Trademark Search. Up here, I can put in different keywords if I want to. I can search different marketplaces. I usually just do the United States since that's my #1 selling marketplace. You can also search per products too, so if you want to see the different products that are doing the best. And of course your sort by, and I always sort by the BSR. BSR is the best selling rating. You want it to be the lowest number possible is the best selling possible. And so right now it is giving me some results. And so here are the top selling results that you'll see. And so I can scroll down and get, pictures of all the top selling shirts. Now, some of these have been up for a long time. So if you're new to this, you might not recognize some of them. If you've been doing this for a while, you'll recognize shirts that have been up and been selling for a long time. So example, the very first shirts here says, "I'm not old, I'm classic." And it always sells very well. It has a BSR of 942, and that is pretty darn good. Anything under 1,000 is just like excellent. So if I was to click on this, it will kind of show me a little bit about the shirt. This was put up 5 years ago, and so it's been up since 2018, and it sells well all year, every year. So this would be a hard one to compete with. It's not to say that you couldn't try to enter this niche, but you're not gonna win out this top shirt because, like I said, this one's very well established. It's been here for a very long time. It's got a good price point at $19.99, and they're still saying that it sells somewhere between 970 and 980 sales per month. So whoever made this shirt is making a good amount of money at roughly $5 profit per shirt times, over 900 shirts. You're looking at a good amount of money just for that one. You can also come down. You can see that they're featured bullets, so you can read what they put in here, also the keywords and which keywords are the most popular. So love, birthday, gift. We're not allowed to use gift anymore, and so that's where some of the new designs might be at a disadvantage compared to some of the older designs. So older designs that were put up when you were still allowed to use the word gift, they still will get searched when people write gift. The newer things you're not allowed to put gift in, and so that's why you might be a little disadvantaged there. Vehicle, idea, dad, classic, funny, car, graphic, men's, so those are all sort of the keywords. And then they also use, Father's Day. They put in 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th, celebration, born in 1990, 80, 70, 60. So they're trying to take this, card shirt, and they're selling it for Father's Day. They're selling it as birthday presents for different specified years. People who love, car graphics, and they're making it funny, birthday slogans. So they're putting a lot of different words in here to make it really stand out. And so, I like to look at these and figure out what I can learn from looking at some of the best sellers and figure out, why is it that they're doing so well. Some of them are doing so well simply because they were put up a long, long time ago, and, they're ranking and they're going to continue to rank. Some of them, have really good keywords and really good search terms. And so you kind of want to look at everything and figure out what can you do to make your sales a little bit better. So as I start to look through the top selling shirts, you'll notice most of the shirts, the designs are relatively big and they fill up most of the entire shirt. And this one's a little bit smaller, but on the whole, if I'm just looking at this top 10, or top 12, sorry, they're all pretty big designs. They fill up the whole shirt. They're easy to read at a distance. A lot of them will include a graphic and text. So that's graphic and text, 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 graphic and text. Some of them are just text, but it's a little bit different. This is the only one that's just plain boring text right there. And then some of them are just nothing but graphics. So that one is just a graphic, that one is just a graphic. So you can do any combination you want. I do see a lot of white on black, but you'll also see a lot that include color. So we do get a pretty good variety of things just as I'm starting to look at just the top 12 shirts. Now, as I start to kind of scroll down here, I'm going to look for some sort of themes and types of designs that seem to be popular. One thing I noticed, the cat niche seems to be huge. I know the cat niche is very saturated. It's hard to get into. You have to find the right sub niche, but there are so many cat designs in the top 100. It's like every other row has, or every row seems to have a cat design in it. So for example, there's a cat, cat, cat. As I scroll down a little bit more cats right there. Another one down, here's a cat, here's another cat. It's like every single row or every other row seems to have, here's a cat, here's a cat, here's a cat, here's a cat. I keep going down, here's another cat. All of this before we've ever seen a dog, by the way. Here's another cat, here's another cat. So these are all the top selling shirts. Cat, cat, cat. And so you'll notice there are a ton of cat shirts selling right now. And so cats are very, very popular. But like I said, it is a huge niche. You have to really find a good sub niche because there's a lot of competition. But you can definitely tell that people are buying cat shirts. So if you find a way to get into that cat shirt niche, power to you, because it's obviously very popular and it sells really well year after year after year. So now as I start to scroll back up to where I had left off, I'm coming down here. Again, I can see most of these designs, again, take up the whole page. Most of them include color. Most of them include some sort of a graphic. There are occasionally some of the ones that are just words. And again, you can get really lucky if you get, one of those, but most of the designs, actually do have a little bit more design to them. Most of them, before I get down there, most of them are all on black shirts, so they're all optimized for black shirts. So as we can see right here in the first 4 rows, every single shirt is black. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't offer other colors, but the design was optimized for black because black does sell the best. Now, as we start to come down here, I see a couple other shirts. Probably the next one I would see would be black text on a gray shirt. So I do see that. And sometimes I think that's just because they haven't figured out how to take their design and turn it white. So I've seen that on Canva. Some of the photos or some of the graphics are only available in black. And if you don't know how to use the duotone feature to turn it white, well, then you have no choice but to put it on a lighter color shirt. But I think I did go over how to correct that in a few other videos. This one I would not do. I put a big X through that one. That one just does not look safe at all, and I'm sure you can figure out why. But scrolling down, here's another gray one. But again, most of them are going to be black. I'm getting a lot of colors. Again, a lot of full page design. So all of these ones here, minus that one, really take up the entire shirt. So when you're going to make your designs, I want you to think about that. Think about making them big, bold. Think about adding some colors, making sure you're optimizing for black, making sure you add some graphics and some text. As I keep scrolling down, you'll also notice as I'm looking at this that most of the shirts are funny. People like to buy funny shirts. So as I'm looking at most of the shirts in the top, like let's say 100, the vast majority are things that are going to be funny, things that people are supposed to laugh at, right? You got your little meowdy. It's cute, but it's funny. This one, funny. This one, funny, right? So you go down, that one's funny video game one. Funny wrestling shirt, so funny is another big way to go. People like to buy funny shirts, and so for the most part that's what you'll see a ton of. Again, cat, 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 lots of cats. Scrolling down, see if I can find anything else that really sort of gives me ideas of what to design or what not to design. You do get a lot of the grunge look in here, so things that are supposed to look worn or sort of give that grunge look is still very popular. There's another sort of grungy looking one, and some of those colors that are a little bit more faded. Those are also very popular. So I see a lot of those right there, sort of the grunge look there again. So sort of get an idea of what kinds of styles tend to sell well, what people tend to like. And so as I scroll down, I'm going to see some that are repeating designs. So it's weird being the same age as old people. I swear, well, very similar to this style. So it's a different shirt, but it's a very similar style I can see. So something like that might be a style that you use. You will start to see some shirts that are copied, and people unfortunately do copy other people's designs and put them up. And so sometimes you'll see a lot of identical shirts that have unfortunately just been copied. When it comes to that, people have asked what to do about it. Do you report it? You could spend forever reporting it, and they would just put up 10 more copies, for every one that you report. So I honestly don't. I don't bother to look. I don't bother to check to see if mine have been copied. I just assume, probably most of them have been. Time is money. If I spend forever trying to take down the copycats, I'm not going to have any time to put up any designs. So personally, I try not to worry about it. I try not to think about it that much, but there are definitely a lot of copycats around on all of the platforms. So, you can decide to try to report it and see if you can get the other person taken down. But that can be a lengthy process in and of itself. So anyways, that was my take on that. So as I continue to scroll down again, I'm just looking for anything that sort of, looks like something that is a fun style. I see a lot of video game shirts, right? Video games are really popular in terms of niches. I've seen a lot of anime style niches too. So, and again, I'm looking at things that are popular, some funny ones, some gnomes, there's another cat. Oh, there's a dog. That's the first dog I've seen. I've seen like 50 cats before I see the first dog, which is kind of surprising, but there you go. So anyways, I really like this Pretty Merch Pro Plus feature. I mean, it can go on forever. I can look through literally thousands of shirts if I want to, and I can sort of pick where I want to start. A lot of the top shirts have been up for a long time, but if I want to see some of the newer stuff that maybe isn't as popular, I can start with sort of a higher BSR when I'm looking at my shirts to see what's sort of selling in more of a mid-range, something that I might find more attainable, at least to start off with. Another cat shirt. Here's one that I've seen a lot of. So this is sort of a new trending one. And if you are familiar with this, this is the lyric to a song. I don't think that is safe to do. I have not made any copies, and I don't intend to make any designs of this, because that seems dangerous. That seems like one that they might take down. Anytime you've got like the exact lyrics to a trending song, you got to be careful about that. Another cat. Another cat. So as I come down, again, making sure that you're not doing anything to like copy trademarks. So you got to be very careful with some of these designs, are a little bit dangerous. But so I'll look at this every so often just to come up with some ideas of different designs, kind of start to think about what kinds of styles and what kind of niches are selling. But that being said, they're not always the best thing for predicting what's going to sell coming forward. This is showing you what's selling now. So for example, in this row, you'll see a couple of Christmas shirts that are selling right now. Well, at this very moment, if you order this shirt on Amazon, it will say arriving after Christmas, which to me means that nobody should be buying Christmas shirts anymore, because they will not arrive until after Christmas. So this is not a good example of what you should be putting up now. What you should be looking at now would be stuff that's going to start in Q1. And so you might be thinking more along the lines of Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day. Now, you won't see those shirts selling yet, but now is when you want to start designing them and putting them up. So this doesn't necessarily give me a good example of what I need to be designing and uploading now. Sometimes you'll see something on here that's trending, and by the time you make it and put it up, the trend is over, or it's so saturated that you don't really have that good of odds anymore. So you really do want to be thinking ahead, and some of these, when you're looking at the ones that are selling now, aren't necessarily helping you to look ahead. So I guess another Christmas one here. And so far, I haven't seen anything for Q1, really. So I haven't seen anything for Valentine's Day. I haven't seen anything for Black History Month. I haven't seen anything for Mardi Gras. I haven't seen anything for St. Patrick's Day yet, because those aren't necessarily selling now. But again, those are all the kinds of things you want to be working on and uploading right now. And so that's just sort of my take on some of this research that I do for niche research. I don't put too much time into niche research because I'm not trying to necessarily follow the trends per se. I'm trying to get up a lot of evergreens and then a lot of other ones in preparation for holidays. I will look here just to look at, what kind of color patterns are popular, and to get some good ideas of sort of what the style is. Again, mostly designs. These are all black shirts. Again, there's a navy blue one, but again, all dark color shirts. Even when they do pick something like gray, it's usually a pretty dark color. That one just looks out of place right there. So again, it just gives me ideas of how I'm going to design, but I don't necessarily follow any of these niches. This one is starting to use some of the Black History style colors, right? And so you can spend hours scrolling down here. It's kind of hard to sort of manage your time between how much time do you spend researching, how much time do you spend designing. I can spend a lot of time researching, but research will only get you so far. You still have to design it and upload it if you want to make sales. So I actually try not to spend too much time with my research, especially because I want to get ideas, but because you don't want to obviously copy anybody else's design, I don't want to be staring at a specific design and trying to figure out how to make it, because I want to be able to make my own version of everything anyways. So anyways, the cool thing about this, or one of the things that I like, is just my ability to see what is trending, and then to, the fact that I can click on it and I can go ahead and get their title and their tags and see when it was uploaded. Like this one sells really good every year, but it was uploaded 3 years ago, right? By artist unknown. And again, it has keyword gift in it. A lot of the ones that were uploaded many years ago have the gift keyword in them, and we're not supposed to be using that anymore. So, bummer. This one just says vintage best cat dad ever. So there's not too much to it. But it'll say, birthday party, gift idea for men, dad, daddy, Father's Day. So they're doing a lot of keyword stuffing here. Kids, children, daughter, son, mom, daddy, pa, husband, friend, grandma, grandpa, granddad. So things that don't even necessarily have to do with the shirt. They're just doing a lot of keyword stuffing in there. So if I'm putting up my shirts and I want to write a good like tag for it on top of whatever the shirt actually says and whatever the shirt is actually for, you can put things like, great for men, women, boys, girls, children's, toddlers, teens. If you want to do that, you can say great for birthdays. You can say, great for celebrations, great for matching shirts, matching group shirts, things like that. Obviously, we can't use the word gift anymore, but you can still put some of those, highly searched words in to try to get yours seen a little bit more. And so that's sort of my recommendation when it comes to titles and tags, is when appropriate to try to use some of those words in there on top of your, your main keywords for your shirt. So as I'm looking down here, anything else that looks, just generally funny? Dad bod one, that's been around for a while. The Mamasaurus has been around for a while. Nothing else that's really vintage. Limited edition one, I don't know why. Taylor, I don't know. Sweetheart Taylor. I guess just a name might be safe. You could put names. How are they targeting people for this? I'm curious. Sweetheart Taylor, love retro design, boys, girls, This one says gift in the title. And this one was put up 4 years ago. Okay. Interesting. Sometimes I like to see who they're targeting their stuff for. But this just gives you ideas. So anyways, I do recommend Pretty Merch Pro Plus. If you don't have it and you're on Merch by Amazon, or sorry, Amazon Merch on Demand, it's really worth getting. You can get the free version, but it doesn't cost that much more. Like I said, it's like $12 or $13 a month to get the pro version and to get all the research tools and analytics and all of that. So I do find it useful. I think it's definitely worth the money. It does make researching a little bit easier, and it will direct you, straight to Amazon. So if I want to look at any of these, like on Amazon, for example, if I click on it and it pulls up this shirt, it'll give me everything I want, but I can also view on Amazon. And so if I click this, there we go. It has now pulled up the shirt on Amazon. And so I can see it on Amazon. I can see it's got 520 ratings. It says unapologetically dope, which I think might be trademarked. I'd have to check that now. African American shirts. So here's one that they're starting to look for more Black History Month. It's going to start getting some more sales. But so it makes it really easy to sort of go back and forth, between Amazon and sort of my research tool. So that's why I like it. It's kind of an all-in-one sort of a place. So I recommend this tool. If you have any questions about Pretty Merch Pro Plus, about Merch by Amazon, or about just niche research in general, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as I can. If you have any ideas of other videos that you would like to see in relationship to anything print on demand, again, go ahead, put it in the comment section below. I do read it, and I do try to get back to you guys as quickly as possible. I hope you guys are doing well with your sales. I hope you guys are staying creative and coming up with some good designs for Q1. And I hope to see you guys again. That's it for today's video. If you found this useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.